Ambassador Thomas Reed shifted uncomfortably as hundreds of multi-species eyes focused on him. The Galactic Council Chamber, a vast dome of gleaming metal, housed representatives from over 2,000 civilizations. As Earth's first ambassador, Thomas had expected challenges, but nothing like this. You claim humans can differentiate between how many color variations? Asked Counselor Vryn, a tall, slender being with translucent skin. Approximately 10 million distinct colors, Thomas replied calmly. The chamber erupted. Some delegates chittered in their native tongues, while others sat motionless in apparent shock. The Council's central AI translation system struggled to keep up with the cacophony of reactions. High Counselor Mez, a six-limbed arthropod-like being, raised two appendages for silence. Ambassador Reed, understand our skepticism. Most sentient species perceive between 20 and 50 color variations. The most advanced, like the Ordoni, can detect perhaps 200. Your claim is extraordinary. Thomas nodded. During humanity's 2 years of integration with the galactic community, there had been countless surprises, but this revelation about color perception was causing the biggest stir yet. I understand, High Counselor, but it's simply how human vision functions. Our eyes contain 3 different types of color receptors. 3, interrupted Counselor Drek, a gaseous entity contained in a hovering spherical vessel. Most species have one, sometimes 2. And you're claiming 3 different types? Yes, Thomas confirmed. We call them cones. They detect different wavelengths of light, broadly, red, green, and blue. The combination allows us to perceive millions of color variations. The Galactic Science Director, Dr. Plex, approached the central platform. The small, gray-skinned being carried several data tablets. We verified the human claims, Dr. Plex announced. Their visual system is indeed capable of extraordinary color differentiation. Their art, which we previously considered primitive, actually contains subtle variations invisible to most of us. Thomas suppressed a smile, remembering the first interspecies art exchange. The galactic representatives had been politely unimpressed with Earth's contributions, while humans had found alien artwork strikingly simplistic and monochromatic. Now it all made sense. That's not all, Dr. Plex continued. Human color perception has influenced their entire development. Their technologies, communications, even their emotions are tied to color symbolism in ways we're only beginning to comprehend. Counselor Vryn leaned forward. And you use this ability for what purpose? Military advantage? Resource identification? Thomas laughed softly. We use it for everything from traffic signals to emotional expression. Our art, our clothing, our living spaces, they're all designed with color harmony in mind. But it's not something we developed tactically. It's just how we evolved. Evolution, huffed Counselor Drek. What evolutionary pressure could possibly select for such excessive sensory capability? Dr. Plex intervened. Our preliminary research suggests it may have helped humans identify ripe food, dangerous predators, and potential mates. Their planet has an unusually diverse ecosystem with many color indicators. The chamber quieted as the implications sank in. Thomas watched the various species process this information. He knew what they were thinking. If humans perceive so much more in something as basic as color, what else might they sense that other species couldn't comprehend? I propose, said High Counselor Mez after a long pause, that we establish a joint research initiative. Humans will help us develop technology to experience their color perception, and in exchange, we'll share sensory enhancement technologies from other council species. Thomas nodded. Earth would welcome such an exchange. As the session adjourned, Ambassador Reed was approached by Nyx, his Taurian liaison. The stocky, furred being had been Thomas's guide to galactic politics since his arrival. You've caused quite the commotion, Nyx said, voice low. The Council is already discussing implications for interspecies communication protocols. It's just colors, Thomas replied. We didn't realize it was unusual. That's precisely what concerns them, Nyx said. What humans consider ordinary might be extraordinary to the rest of us. The High Council is questioning what other capabilities you've taken for granted. Thomas considered this as they walked through the vast atrium connecting the council chambers to the diplomatic quarters. The space was designed to accommodate all member species, with various atmospheric bubbles and gravity adjustments. Thomas had initially found it overwhelming, but now it seemed almost normal. "Will this change our standing?" Thomas asked. "Undoubtedly," Nix replied. "Some species fear what they don't understand. Others are already proposing human-led research teams. And a few are suggesting your species might have other hidden capabilities that make you dangerous." Thomas sighed. Earth had joined the galactic community, hoping for peaceful exchange and technological advancement. They hadn't expected something as simple as color vision to cause diplomatic upheaval. 3 standard weeks later, Thomas stood in the newly established Human Sensory Exhibition on the Council's central station. Around him, beings from across the galaxy wore special visors designed to simulate human color perception. "It's overwhelming," gasped a Ventari diplomat, removing her visor. "How do you process so much information constantly?" "We don't really think about it," Thomas explained. "Our brains filter what's important." Dr. Plex approached with data readings. "Ambassador, the neural activity in non-humans experiencing your color range is fascinating. Their brains are working at maximum capacity just to process what you perceive effortlessly." Thomas nodded, watching as various diplomats experienced a simulation of human vision for the first time. Some were ecstatic, others disturbed. All were changed by the experience. "The Council has upgraded Earth's classification," Dr. Plex added quietly. "You're now categorized as a perceptually advanced species. It comes with both privileges and scrutiny." Thomas understood the implication. Humanity had unintentionally demonstrated superiority in one small area of perception, and it had shifted the entire power dynamic of their relationship with the galactic community. As he watched a group of wide-eyed diplomats experiencing a virtual sunset in human vision, Thomas wondered what other human traits, things they took completely for granted, might one day shock the stars. The universe, it seemed, was full of surprises for everyone.